happy to inspire you. Ladies and gentlemen, you would have heard from Amina that I have got a number of different hats in terms of running an effective charity called as World Humanitarian Drive, and I'm also director of Universal Peace Federation and few other organizations around the world. And I'm honored to be here around you. And last night I was in Geneva and trying to address the UDHR in terms of 71st anniversary of human rights. So I would request you all, to each of you, to hold the other person's hand. So let us all take an oath on this great day. I understand human rights. We are all equal. I understand human rights. We are all equal. I understand human rights. We are all equal. Thank you. I think the basic thing which we need to understand is human rights. That's what the gentleman here spoke about. So there is 30 basic human rights which the world has bestowed, United Nations has bestowed on us, and I'm sorry to say 70 to 80% of the population are yet to understand it. So today I believe the panelists have enlightened us to know what is our basic human rights and freedom to start with. So far I have started 3 different campaigns. The first campaign I've started is World Moral Education Day, because I feel morality has got to do at the basic foundation of peace and happiness in the world. So in support of my campaign, we have collected 17,000 signatures worldwide. We have had a list of scholars from around the world, from Harvard, Stanford, Yale, Oxford, from Madras University, from different parts of the world. We have collected videos, support letters from different countries to make United Nations, to hear our voice, to make this World Moral Education Day a reality. The second campaign which we have started is the Science Bazaar. The Science Bazaar is an innovative bazaar where this year's theme is to address and help the differently abled people. So we are trying to bring in 1,000 new inventions to the world to support the differently abled people at a groundbreaking price. So these patent rights will be given to the differently abled people so their life can be beautiful and we can all share it. So this 1,000 inventions of new inventions we are going to provide through our friends, partners, other NGOs, bankers, support of patent rights, support of investment, mentorship, and other requirements which is needed to make this happen. It can be from a small help like patent rights, it can be developing a new software platform for physically challenged people, it can be like gloves, it can be anything which would help the life of differently able people. The third program which we have started, campaign started, is Trade for Peace. I often hear in the media each and every day, trade wars, embargo. We are trying to sanction a country. So I've decided if there can be wars on trade, there can be peace on trade as well. So henceforth we started this campaign called as Trade for Peace. This campaign was launched successfully in the month of June. I had 26 countries coming in from different parts of the world to Croydon, to UK. We had it in Lancaster Gate, in the Parliament. It was a 2-day session. We had 8 countries, MPs and ministers come in. We had the Doha Bank CEO. We have different corporations heads who came into this Trade for Peace concept. And we are trying to promote this Trade for Peace to different parts of the world so there can be trade for peace with all our businesses, as we feel business and economy is the stepping stone to go towards peace. So saying these are a small introduction of what we have done as the campaigns. So I start with my small speech. I believe nobody is sleeping yet. Dear respected ladies and gentlemen, peace and happiness. That's what we are all here for. We all are here because we understand the importance of human rights and gathered here to promote the same. Only last night, as I told you, I returned from Geneva. I was the speaker in the United Nations 71st anniversary event of the UDHR, where I spoke on the significance to promote moral education as a way to build trust for understanding human rights, not least as a countermeasure to discourses of fear and mistrust that are on the rise in many countries. I quote this as evidence to my statement said by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres in his 2018 opening address to the General Assembly. He said, "The world is suffering. The world is suffering from a trust deficit. The world is suffering from a trust deficit." The same thing, building trust. That's why I see it goes about with this program. Today we live in a world judged by religion, ethnicity, race, and sex. People are stigmatized in a wrong way and become targets of hate groups. We must overcome hatred. We have to give good voice. We must all work together to bring peace to this world. This requires sharing knowledge and promoting moral education that brings sustainable results. When we share love, compassion, and wisdom, the core values of moral education, we can provide humanity with an immortal basis for peaceful and harmonious coexistence. We can create an environment where everyone respects each other's rights and respect different cultures, traditions, religions, and ideas. We must reach out to all community members, likewise over here, including women, men, and children, as often people want to be valued themselves. When your feedback is communicated, people act proactively in the program to gain confidence and ensure the success of the community and the country. The most important asset to build happiness and the peace in the world is to get people's support and trust. That's why I find this topic to be very, very fascinating. There is no other alternative in the current situation where technology with mass destruction power that is millions of times larger than the Hiroshima bombs is available in this world. I propose World Moral Education Day. I propose World Moral Education Day as the first step, which is the only guarantee for the future of mankind on the earth. I say enjoyment of human rights through understanding morality is the key to trust building, and I sincerely request you all to join the movement with me in promoting this message through our website. My website is www.worldmoraleducationday.com. Please join us, support us. You can be an NGO, you can be an ordinary person, you can be a PhD scholar, you can be the person we are standing for human rights. We can be an humble citizen, but come join our movement so we can do something which the world can live with, a beautiful world where we can spread the message of love and peace. Our purpose as humanitarian is to build trust in society and solve important problems between communities, focusing in particular on issues such as human rights, education, gender-based violence, tolerance, and non-discrimination access to justice is what we needed, and language rights. Often language rights are the problem for majority of the governments, and they try to suppress it. So we have to address these problems. I suggest we do a common framework on promoting human rights, like knowing. The three main principles which I recommend are knowing, understanding, and applying. Knowing, understanding, applying. Trust on humanity. As the majority population don't even know his or her 30 basic human rights and freedom declared by UDHR, which is to understand fundamental part of who we are and what we stand for. We would agree it's our moral responsibility to respect and uphold human rights of any individual we are in contact with, either directly or indirectly. Our unwavering commitment to human rights is demonstrated through our actions, our involvement in voluntary initiative like this event and World Moral Education Day movement. That's why I thank the organizers for organizing this fantastic program where everyone is gathered over here, wants to support the idea of human rights to the world. Dear ladies and gentlemen, the experience of being treated fairly and justly is important for every person's sense of dignity, to promote understanding, to trust each other, which enhances the prospects for building peace and happiness in this world. Henceforth, I say confidently that time has come for widespread recognition to understand moral education. Throughout the modern world, as science and economic changes have disrupted the old belief system of educating human minds on moral living, I have started this campaign, World Moral Education Day, to be declared and celebrated by United Nations, which is a necessity of coming to terms with new conditions created by vastly increased knowledge and experience. In every field of human activity, this vital, important movement is now in the direction of a candid and explicit understanding of scholars and leaders as you, for making humanity understand the values needed to build happiness and peace. As a humanitarian, I humbly say that understanding moral values are almost always the only lasting positive solution for human minds to open to us. We address societal problems. Moral education builds for equality by respecting all human beings. Do you want to join this World Moral Education Day movement?
Yes.
Thank you. I want you all to be a part of the movement, and I end my speech by saying, you might listen to my speech and you may think to yourself, it's a utopian fantasy. You might call it a utopian fantasy. But remember, even flying and vote for women was once considered utopian. So, we have it today. Let's work on it. Thank you.